Hey everybody, this is Andy. Welcome back. Today's video we're going to be discussing VWAP, yet another new acronym. It stands for Volume Weighted Average Price. And as usual, I'm going to use a PulseFlow alert to take you through exactly what they are and how we use them. So let's move to an alert that came in my morning. This is PERP USDT in a VWAP bullish strategy. And as you can see, the VWAP bounce happened at my 4:30 a.m. And the best approach to this is just to look at the charts to find out what's happening. So this is PERP USDT on the chart, and I've turned off all of my indicators and drawings, but I'm going to turn them back on. So the white moving line that you can see is the VWAP, and as you can see, it acts so often as support and resistance. It's kind of a dynamic support and resistance moving with price, and the institutions use this as a reference point all the time. Now if you want to deep dive into VWAP, I would recommend going to YouTube and searching for the name Brian Shannon. He's written great books on the subject. He's an absolute master on the subject, and I learned a lot from him. So thank you, Brian. So I've coded this within PulseFlow. Now there's two ways to use VWAP. VWAP by itself just moves, I believe, every day and then gets reset every day. But the other way to use it and how we use it within PulseFlow is an anchored VWAP, an anchored volume weighted average price. And what I do is I weight it to yesterday at 0000 hours UTC, so 7 o'clock in my morning because I'm UTC plus 7. And because this bounce came in at my 4:30, that wasn't yesterday, it's the day before it was anchored. So it was anchored at 7 a.m. on the 27th of September. So as you can see, it's acting. We then get the various other alerts going their own way, and then the VWAP bounce happens, and then we get a fair value gap and a break of structure. And as you know, I like to wait for that retracement. Now you might be asking, in the previous video, you showed us points of control, and they were like where the bulk of the volume was traded on a specific day. Is that not similar to a VWAP? Well, no, not really. A POC is where the bulk of the volume was traded on a given day, whereas a VWAP is the average price weighted by volume. So that's an ever-moving target, and that's how we use it within PulseFlow. So if you can see here, when I saw this come in and I put a long position on the chart, what I did was said, well, okay, the POCY is a strong level for the price to come revisit, and the VWAP is almost at the same level. So for me, I would wait for that to happen because you have a double confluence, and that's exactly what has happened. It came in with the bounce, we got the fair value gap and the break of structure. It came back down and is bouncing off. I would now go to a lower time frame and say, do I have a confirmed bounce? Do I have volume? If I do, then I'm more likely to take the trade. So where do we find this on TradingView? You go to this menu here, where you put your longs and your short positions on, and it says anchored VWAP. Now I have favorited this, and that comes up in my favorites bar, which I've got positioned at the bottom. So now we're on a new day. Let's anchor it on the 28th at 0000 hours UTC, or for me, 7 o'clock. So now any new signals coming into PulseFlow would be using this VWAP line here. But as you can see, it's already acting as support and resistance. So that's VWAP in a nutshell. Go check out Brian Shannon's videos. He will give you a complete deep dive and masterclass of how to use these. In the next video, we're going to be talking about liquidity sweeps. So my name's Andy. Please subscribe, like and share, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.